What's up, Team DaddyOFive? So today you're going to see the video we recorded yesterday about the truth. Look at Penny. She must have missed us. About the story of Mike's ex-wife, Amy. The real story of why they got married and their breakup. Penny,
she wants mommy's attention.
she does. She didn't want me talking to them. She said, no, mommy, talk to me. Talk to me, mommy. Don't talk to them. So anyway, guys, you know, here's that video. You guys click that like button and we got enough likes, so here it is. You sleeping while you're driving?
I'm not sleeping while I'm driving.
Don't be sleeping while you're driving.
I'm not.
I was trying to die.
I'm not sleeping.
You know, we got over 4,000 likes on that video about, did they want to know about Amy?
Do they want to know about Amy?
Yeah, they do. So why'd you marry Amy, babe?
Oh my God. You want me to do it now?
Yeah. What else we gotta do? We're driving. And they clicked and they don't want to wait that much longer.
Do they really care?
Oh my God, babe. We got over 4,000 likes, so obviously they want to know. Now, come on.
Alright, well, for the record, I don't like talking about exes. I don't like talking about bad about people, period. I like to just leave people and go along my very way. Well, that don't sound right. That's not what I mean. Explain what I mean by that.
He means that when he is done with somebody and it's over, he goes lives his life and they go live their life. That's how it should be.
Exactly. I don't go out of my way to talk bad about people. But okay, whatever. So, the story with Amy. Now, some things I gotta leave out because I just can't talk about those things right now. But in the future, I'll probably be able to talk about those things and I'll be able to tell you a little more about all that. But Amy was basically a friend that I had met. And
when you were in a bad place.
when I was in a bad place at the time, I was in a bad place. I was very vulnerable. And I was in a bad place at the time, and I was going to be moving because I couldn't afford living where I was living by myself anymore. So I was going to be moving. Well, she lived in, it's kind of like Section 8 housing where you pay what you have pretty much. They make sure you can pay for your utilities.
Based off of your income and your bills.
Yeah, it's income based and all that stuff. So I was supposed to get an apartment at where she lived. Well, it turns out there wasn't no apartments where she lived, and by the time I found this out, already had to be, like, time was running out real quick when I had to be out of the place I was in. So she said, well, why don't you just move in with me? And I was like, whatever. I mean, I really didn't have many options at that point, and I thought I had made a pretty decent friend. So I moved in with her, and long story short, the friendship went places that it should not have went to. And what was that?
That was nothing.
Yeah, it's kind of disgusting. I mean, anyways, the friendship went where it shouldn't have went to, and I guess it became something more than it was supposed to be. And I really wasn't looking for all that. I really wasn't. But it got turned into something it wasn't supposed to be, and I ended up just saying the hell with it, and I played the role. Because I mean, to be honest, I was in a very vulnerable state, and I guess I was vulnerable, and I misunderstood feelings and thought maybe they were something else, and I was very confused at the time, and I was just in a very vulnerable state, and yeah, I mean, just keep it real with you. I was in a vulnerable state, and I was stupid, but okay, what else can I say about all that?
How did you actually marry her?
How I actually married her, I got played. I got played like a damn fiddle. I got played, no joke. So I've been living with her, and she also had a kid. I'm not gonna name his name, and she also had an ex-husband, the kid's dad. I'm not gonna name his name. But this guy, he came and picked the kid up They had their visitation and stuff like that. I thought everything was fine. This guy was really weird, though. I mean, I never really was able to carry a conversation with him. He always stayed to himself, and him and Amy were always, like, acted weird around each other. It was weird. It was like they didn't want to talk anywhere near me. Like, he would call her down to the car, and they'd be out there talking for like an hour or whatever about what, I don't know, but whatever. I really didn't care, to be perfectly honest with you. But anyways, one day she comes to me crying, bursting into tears, crying her eyes out, telling me that this guy, her kid's father, is going to get custody of her son, take her son away from him because I'm living there and we're not married. Well, I was like, that don't even sound right. That's completely ridiculous. They can't do that. And they were like, well, the laws are in this state, yada, yada, yada. And then she got a lawyer, and I'm like, well, maybe this is real because a lawyer's actually involved. And a lawyer straight up told me, yeah, that's what's going on. Because you two aren't married, he could take custody. And then I was straight up with her. I was straight up and honest with her and said, I don't want to get married. I don't want to get married. And she even said she didn't want to get married.
You were only there for like 4 months.
Yeah, I was only there for like 4 months. And she knows all this because she's the one that did the divorce.
I'm the one that filed the divorce.
She had to help with the divorce.
She didn't know how to do it, so I had to do it for her. And,
exactly.
You know, a lot of people might say, oh, she's the salty new person and blah, blah. That's so not true.
And look,
because hold on, I am friends with 2 of his exes, so that's not at all the case. And actually, I never had a problem with Amy. I talked to her on the phone a couple times.
They were cool with each other.
I had no problem with her whatsoever. I had no problem. And, you know, hearing all the crap and load of shit that she put all over the internet just ticked me off. So,
because everybody was cool. Everybody was cool with each other. There wasn't no problems.
And then after I did the divorce, she just went away and she was gone until she decided to.
Look, when I left her kid a PlayStation 2. I left her kid a big screen TV. I left her a big screen TV.
The couch.
I left the couch that I paid for and everything. I pretty much.
And let me tell you, he loved that boy as if he was his child. Because when I first met him, he talked about him all the time. He showed me, you know, the videos that he had with him. And, you know, he missed him. And
I did. I was really upset.
Exactly.
And when I moved out, she had another boyfriend quick as hell. Quick as hell. And the whole reason I broke up with her, there's one big reason, and I can't bring that up right now, but I will be able to bring that up in the future. So get back at me in the future if y'all still want to know that reason. But one reason is I was pretty much her babysitter.
He was pretty much her, really. Let's put it bluntly. I mean, when somebody moves and they don't know the area, they know nothing, and then, you know, they need help to get their driver's license, and not by taking the test for them or anything stupid like that, but if you don't drive, how can you go take the test by yourself? Like, your wife should be the one to help you go do that.
Turn the camera. The reason, if you're wondering why my wife keeps chiming in on these conversations and not letting me talk,
because I'm angry.
It's because she's angry, because no joke, everybody legit was chill with each other. Amy would talk to her and everything, and she did the divorce. Like, everybody was cool with each other. Everybody was legit cool with each other. It was a chill breakup. It was a good breakup. It was mutual breakup and everything. It wasn't a bad, nasty divorce. It wasn't bad or nasty or nothing. Like, everybody was chill with each other. Everybody was fine. And for Amy to come out of nowhere, excuse me, burping. Amy pretty much came out of nowhere talking all kinds of trash and saying all kinds of lies and stuff.
Because we haven't talked to her in 5 years.
Yeah, we haven't talked to her in 5 damn years. Okay, 5 years. And she comes out of nowhere talking all kinds of lies and stuff. I mean, really? That don't even make any sense. That doesn't even make any sense. I'm glad she enjoyed her 15 minutes of fame. because it's done now. I mean, that's just despicable. I mean, the girl don't make any damn sense. Look here, I couldn't carry all my stuff. I got a guy in a pickup truck to come pick me up and take me to Maryland. A guy came with a pickup truck. I had to fit all my stuff in the pickup truck. And the pickup truck was full of people also. I couldn't fit all my stuff in there. And I had something left. I left something that was my grandfather's. It was a glass clown, and it was a bank. And it was in my family forever, and I left it there because I didn't want it to get broken. And she knew damn well that damn clown meant a lot to me. And I left it there. And I forgot a few video games, my Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 2, and Ultimate Mortal Kombat for the Super Nintendo somehow got left there. I don't even know how. And a few my Guitar Hero guitars got left there. My drums for Rock Band got left there. Some stuff I just couldn't fit. And my grandfather's clown, I couldn't fit it because I didn't want it to break. And she said that she would mail all that. Everything was chill. Everything was good. It wasn't a bad breakup. It legit was not a bad breakup. She said she would mail all that stuff. Well, come time to have all that stuff mailed, she said she threw it all away. She said she broke everything or threw it away. Didn't she say that?
Or sold it. I don't remember which. That was so long ago. I have no idea.
Ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
And again, like if you're in an area that you don't know and you don't have a driver's license, you tell me where you're going to find work.
Situation. Let me get back to that. I put applications in every single place around that house that I could actually walk to. Now, the town that she lives in, I'm not going to say the town she lives in. I'm not going to say none of that. But the town she lives in was a very small little town. It was one of those everybody knows everybody type towns. Very small town. I put applications in every single place that I could walk to because I didn't have a license. No one was calling me back. No one was calling me back. I was calling them. No, nothing was open. Nothing was ever available. Nothing was working out for me.
And again, you would think that your wife, your teammate, your helper could, she knows the area. She grew up there. You would think she could help you out and try to give you some guidance. And had she taken him to get his driver's license, no matter how many times it took him to do it.
Getting her to do something was like pulling teeth. She wouldn't even walk down to the rental office until they threatened to kick us out. Because where you live there, they got to do these little monthly reviews and make sure that you are actually paying something. They got to make sure that your budget is still the same and everything, and that you're not ripping them off, stuff like that. She would put that off and put that off and put that off and put that off and put that off. I mean, really, walk your ass on the street. It's not even a block. It's a little court. Walk your ass down to the end of the court and go into the damn rental office and sign the damn paper. And it would take her forever. It really would take her forever. Everything was, I can't, but I don't know. And it was all the time, man. And towards the end of the relationship, she would never even be home. For days would go by and she would never even come home. And I didn't know where she was. I didn't even have a phone.
And by the way, and I heard this from an outside source directly from Mike's grandmother, that in order for him to even have food during that time, like she would leave and be gone, and Mike's grandma would have to call and bribe her and say, I'll give you a little bit extra money if you'll go get him some food and put some food in that house. So his grandma would have to pay his own wife to make sure there was food in his house because she didn't want to be there and wanted to be wherever it is she was. And you know what? Whatever happened in that relationship is done and over. But you don't come out and you don't say all these mean, nasty, ridiculous lies when you were not a good person.
Everything was cool. It didn't even need to go to that point.
Exactly, it didn't.
It didn't even need to go to that point.
Nobody in this world is perfect, and everybody does things sometimes. But then you can move past it
She said I did all kinds of stuff. She said I called her all kinds of names and bullcrap.
Oh my God, yeah, one of my favorites was that he called her a fat ass all the time. People, look, check this out. I'm fat. He's never called me fat a day in our entire 6-year relationship. Not once. So that's a crock of crap. Maybe she was feeling bad about herself because she is fat and just made it like he said that.
I never did that. I never did that. She said that I was bad to her kid and everything. Whatever. He started calling me dad and everything. I never made any kid. I have never made any kid call me dad.
Oh my God. And I can tell you, I told you the story how we met. Kids just love him. Alex claimed him as his dad from day one. Ryan tried to pimp me out to him like, my parents are split, like you can move in. I mean, seriously. And the way that the boys have always been with him since day one, and the way he's been with the boys, that woman's a crack. That's what she is. A crack.
Yeah.
So that's the story about Amy.
Yeah, that's the story with that. And that wedding, let me tell you something also about the wedding. That wedding, it was straight up, I was conned into that. They had a wedding planned in I don't, Jesus, like a week or two. Our whole entire wedding was planned. A church was booked, a dress was picked out, suit, rings, all that stuff. Guests, everything. It had to be like a week or 2 weeks between the time where she said we had to get married.
Well, you have bad timing, so it could have very well been a month because you're not good with dates.
I don't think so. No, it was really quick.
But even so, it took us, we planned our wedding fast because we did. And our wedding still took 5 months to plan. You were only there for 5 months when you got married.
It's insane. Even so, that's insane. That is insane.
Oh my God, and this man, he waited 2.5 years to propose to me, almost 2.5 years. So trust me, he was not getting married after 5 months.
No, hell no. I didn't want to get married. I didn't propose. I didn't even want to get married.
Speaking of which, if you guys want to hear that story about how he proposed to me, and trust me, you do, because it's funny. All of our life is funny. Click the like button, and I'll tell you the story of how he proposed to me, and I'll show you pictures. Dork. You're such a dork.
I was
You're
excited.
Cute though. I was
excited.
It was adorable.
I was nervous as hell and I was so excited. Click like if you want to hear that story. That's a really good story of when I proposed. I had an awesome proposal.
You did.
I did. That was like a movie. I had an amazing proposal. That was a damn good. I don't think I'll ever be able to top that proposal.
I wouldn't think you would have to top that.
I better not.
Yeah.
I hope I don't have to top that.
Excuse me.
Better watch.
Watch. You better
Better make me a damn sandwich every now and then.
No.
You better make me a sandwich.
No.
You could at least go to Wawa and get me a sandwich.
I got you a sandwich yesterday and today.
She did get me a sandwich.
Exactly.
Spicy turkey. It's good.
From Wawa.
It's good. Alright, turn that off. I keep turning it, I'm going to crash. Anyway, that's the story.
Anyway, that's the story. And if you want to hear the proposal story for us, click the like button and I'll tell you. I was going to say something else, but I forgot.
Really, babe?
I'll be back when I remember.
Okay.
So guys, there's that. That is the real story of Mike's relationship with Amy and, you know, their breakup. And guys, I want to say this. Like, a lot of people, I don't understand. And that is one of them. She is definitely one of them. We have not heard from her in 5 years. And maybe 6, like closer to 6. Like, right when I filed their divorce form, like right after that, we didn't hear from her anymore, which she lives her life, we live our life, and that's the way it should be. And, you know, I wouldn't want to think that, you know, she only did that interview or whatever it is that she did for her 15 minutes of fame or whatever it may be. But, you know, she should have been appreciative to him because he literally moved in with her. And then, like, 4 months later, she's telling him that, you know, she's going to lose her kid if they don't get married. Are you serious? I mean, and that's the kind of guy that he is. He married her. Even though he wasn't ready to get married, he was in a bad place. He legit cared about that child, and he didn't want, her to lose him. And I wholeheartedly believe that for several reasons. Number one, because he told me it. And number two, because his grandmom told me the same story. Like, his grandmother called, and told me that he called her and he was frantic saying he didn't want to get married, but he didn't want her to lose her kid. And, his grandma was like, well, we really can't get you back here right now. And basically she was saying, he didn't have anywhere else to go. And, he couldn't let her lose her kid over him. So what choice did he have? And, he's also the kind of man that he's going to play that role. Like, if he commits to that, he's going to do it. And and for her to come out and say all the things that she said, after he was that good to her. And, I wasn't there, so I don't know if they argued, or I don't know if they didn't have agreed on parenting styles, because, guys, people's parenting styles are different. And, that could have been a part of it, but he's been nothing but good to me, nothing but good to the boys. And, he's never been nasty to them. He's disciplined the boys, but, like, I just don't understand, her saying the things that she said. And with the whole not getting a driver's license thing, and he wanted her to do it for him, that's absolutely not true, because he didn't have a driver's license when we first met, and he never once wanted me to do it for him. He asked me if I could take him, and, he went a couple times. He has a hard time with tests, and it's not that he's not smart. He's very smart, but the anxiety of it really gets to him. So actually, when he did go get his driver's license, it was funny, because we were sitting in the parking lot, and, he was nervous. So he was arguing with me. He's like, I'm not going in. I'm like, well, I guess we'll just sit here then. So when he finally went in there with the, okay, I don't give a crap attitude, he came out with it, because his mind wasn't blocked. And, a lot of people have that problem with taking tests. And, if she was any kind of a supportive wife, she would have been there for him, and she would have stood by him until he got it. And you're supposed to be a team when you're married. You're supposed to face everything together. And, him not having a license was something they should have faced together. And, you move him to an area he's never lived in, far from everything, and help him find a job. I'm not saying do it for him, or, that you need to hold his hand and hand him a job, but help him. Helping him helps you. And, that's one thing with that story that I will never understand, is when you're married, guys, you're a team. You're no longer you anymore. It's you and that person against everything else and anyone else. And, you become one, and that's the way it's supposed to be. So, no hard feelings if she ever watches this video. We just felt like you guys should know the truth from us. And the thing is, if she is watching this video, stay where you are. Stay out of our life and stay out of our business, and we will do the same for you. There is no ties. They had no children together. So there's absolutely no reason that we need to associate at all anymore. And that's basically all I wanted to say, guys. And, I know I got a little heated in the video. I just get so defensive, because he is a great person. And, people just have shit on him and have said all these things that are just not true. And, for her, and then I think his stepbrother said something, and yeah, if you're watching this, you really have no room to talk. You should probably just shut up. It just makes me angry, and it makes me heated. And we're not going to go back and forth talking about this one, talking about that one. We're just not the kind of people, and we're just not going to do it. But there is certain things that we can address, and that I told you we would address, and this was one of the things that we could address, because the things she said is just crap. And the things his stepbrother said is just crap. I don't know if we're ever going to bring up that story or not. We probably won't. I guess it will depend. But there's two sides to every story. And then there's the truth. You know, people have their opinion and their view. And then there's what actually happened is somewhere in between those two stories. And I'm just really like, I guess I don't know what word I'm looking for. Like, astonished, I guess, in how much people can change a story to suit themselves. And it's just wrong. And Mike was right. He's not a kind of person who's going to go and bash people. He's just not. And neither am I. I get more defensive of him than, you know, he does of himself, because he's changed my life for the better. He's changed my boy's life for the better. And everything that he's done for us, everything he's done, you know, for me, and then hearing somebody say that he called her a fat. He's never called me fat. He always makes me feel good about myself. And maybe like I said, she's feeling insecure about herself, and that's why, you know, she said that part. But he's just not degrading like that. Like, he doesn't degrade me ever. He's a really good husband. He drives me crazy. I want to beat him up half the time. He torments me, but that's in fun. And it took him a minute to get close to the boys fully. Like, he was their friend for a long time, and he was there for them, but it took him a minute to get close to them and actually love them, because, you know, he didn't want to lose them and he was afraid. And I can understand that. And guys, that's about it for this video. You guys click the like button. We wanted to share, wanted to, you know, hold true to our word that we would share that with you, and that's just gonna have to be it for this video. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, his Instagram, and don't forget to like and subscribe to MommyOFive, DaddyOFive, and DaddyOFive Gaming.